Okay, welcome back. Welcome to the final part of the Adipose and Lewis Destructs Little Big Planet tutorials, the logic analysis of our Meddling Magpie level. If you haven't played it yet, go and play it. This tutorial is full of spoilers, and if you've enjoyed these tutorials, we'd appreciate your support with the level too. So back to our magpie that we were looking at before. We can see here that we've got the claw, which is attached to the ring. Now we need the magpie to let go of the ring before the magpie disappears. So you can see that the claw is actually made of dissolve. The rest of the magpie isn't though. The rest of the magpie is made of cardboard. By the way, the wing, if you're wondering, is a wobble bolt with set to 180 degrees with a slight pause in the middle. A couple of people asked how we did the wing. Now, when the magpie gets to the end of its track, and you can see up here we've got a glass track, we've got a couple of keys, and one of those keys is going to dissolve the claw, and one of those keys is going to dissolve the entire magpie. We can dissolve the rest of the magpie because it's got a small creature brain on the top. One key is slightly in front of the other, which is the one that takes out the claw, so the claw will vanish, the ring will fall, and then the rest of the magpie will be dissolved as well by hitting the second key. So that was quite a difficult one to set up, but it works really, really well. So if I show you that in action, I'm grabbing the ring there and then falling off. We can see it activates all the emitters. It's activated the rocket. It's dissolved the dissolve that was holding it in place. The noise the bird is making, by the way, is a magnetic key switch just on the jaw of the bird, which activates itself. So as we reach the end of our level here, it's going to hit the tree. I'm going to pause it and then fall off. We can see that the claw has disappeared already, the ring has fallen off. The magpie has just hit the key here, but a split second later, and when I unpause, you'll see that the rest of the magpie will dissolve as well. If I just get myself back into position, there goes the magpie, but crucially without the ring. The last thing that the ring activates, the second to last thing that the ring activates, is this final checkpoint here that's under the house. What we didn't want to happen is that the player would let go of the ring, fall into the gas, and then be trapped earlier in the level. So it actually activates that checkpoint when you grab it as well. Now also we've got the scoreboard here. Now this is a similar technique that we used in our temple tutorial, which hopefully you've watched because these tutorials go in sequence. We've got a nice bit of dissolve at the top. When the player grabs the ring, the dissolve dissolves and the checkpoint will fall into place. This is the black and white chicken puzzle, or just above it I should say, and this is the randomizer from the Little Big Planet Central Logic Pack, which is a fantastic bit of equipment that gives us 6 outputs activated in a random way. So if I just turn that on, you can see in the randomizer random blue keys, or blue keys appearing in random places above 6 key switches. And those 6 key switches have been hooked up to 6 emitters down here, down by our chicken. And if I take the chicken apart a bit, you'll be able to see it. The idea here is that the eggs will come out in a totally random order rather than there being any pattern to them. The puzzle involves the player getting hold of the correct coloured eggs. Please play the level if you haven't already, because there's a black and white twist to it as well. So you can see the 6 emitters here. If I just move the camera a little closer, you can see that the keys are kind of the eggs are falling out, and on each egg we've got a key and a switch. The key will activate the switch at the top in the nests if you've got the correct egg. Different colours for different nests, obviously. And then we've also got a key at the end. The eggs are made of dissolve. And they dissolve when they reach the end. This is the water puzzle. This is one of the bits of logic that I'm the most proud of. The water puzzle involves 3 different coloured balls that when they are lifted in and out of the water will change the colour of the water, which was a nice touch I thought, and opens different gates allowing the player to free the fish at the bottom of the pool. So as different coloured balls come out, we're going to have different combinations of colours needed. So in the logic here, the The blue, yellow and red boxes represent the blue, yellow and red orbs in the pool, and the red one has a long piston, the yellow one has a medium length piston, and the blue one has a tiny length piston. Now up above here we've got a mechanism which moves keys towards switches depending on which of the orbs has been taken out of the water, and at the top here we can see a magnetic key switch which is attached to one of the global water switches, which will change the colour of the water for us. So if we're looking at the top here, and in the water we can see that the water is blue, which is kind of the neutral colour, and all of the doors in the puzzle are at this moment closed. The switch that we've got here at the top is set to directional, which will open one of the doors for us, and the water tool will helpfully take a directional input. So that simulates the red orb being taken out the pool. We can see just the long piston is extended. There's the yellow one, and which you can see the medium length is being extended, and there's the blue one, which is the short length being extended, and different combinations of those pistons will leave the red box, which is where the key is, at different points. So that simulates the green bit. That simulates green because we've got yellow and blue activated. The water's gone green, and the green door is open. Let's show you another one. That's blue on and red on, which should give us purple. We can see that the purple piston has then gone up, which has activated the purple switch, and that will have turned the water purplish and opened the purple door, which is at the bottom there. It's just slid out of the bottom of the ground. The reason why I've got that second set of pistons in the middle is so as the key moves past them, it doesn't activate every single door as it goes past. Those pistons are actually acting like a slight delay on each combination of colours. Now, one of the problems in the level is that when the water is up, it's in fact flooded the rest of the level. So we only want the water switches to be on when the player is actually playing this puzzle. So to do that, we've invented a form of massive AND switch, which is this piston at the top, which I'm just going to set not to backwards to show you how it works, which lifts all 8 of the combination switches out of the way. So when the player is inside that part of the level, we've got a proximity switch which will move that set of keys down, and when the player is not in the level, it goes back up. So the water only ever enters the level when the player is in that part of the level. This is the toggle switch that controls it. It's from the Little Big Planet Central logic pack. Do look them up if you want to know how that works. If you'd like to see all the logic for this puzzle and play with it yourself, you can play our level, hint, and I've included that for you. In fact, I've included the whole puzzle for you in a more basic form in the area of the level that you saw there. Now let's have a look at our caterpillar. Our caterpillar is controlled by an emitter when you ring the bell, and we've got an OR switch at the top, which is also from the Little Big Planet Central logic pack, because there's 2 bells along the caterpillar track, which you should know if you've played the level, and each bell actually will activate caterpillars at 2 points in the levels. The reason for that is we didn't want any caterpillar to run into another and end up with a queue of caterpillars at the end. The caterpillar moves, is actually on wheels. Sorry, I should rather say that there are wheels under the caterpillar itself. So if I just take away the front here, you can see that under where all the gas is, we've got a whole bunch of wheels which are all rotating at the same speed. The caterpillar itself is on invisible pistons which are attached to glass, which is about as invisible as we could have made it. And I think you'll agree it gives a lovely effect of the caterpillar kind of body moving up and down as it appears to crawl through. On the front of the caterpillar, at the very bottom of his chin, he's got a creature brain, a protected one, and that is to make him dissolve after the player has finished using him. The reason we did that was because we had a few problems with our thermo and objects randomly disappearing towards the end. So as the player goes up the lift, it extends this rod here, which has a key on it. Out it comes, which just made the caterpillar dissolve. We really hope you enjoyed this look at our level. Please go and play it, and if you think it deserves it, we'd love some stars and hearts, and we'll see you soon on the next tutorial. We'd love your feedback. Bye bye.